I'll get the bill back. Was that there was one that both for you and Janine that described a higher level of responsibility for possible certification and reporting out by the county on unfunded liabilities for benefit decisions that are made, and I'll make sure I get that information.
Okay. Anything else?
We covered it all.
Very good. Very good. Okay, we'll go to public comment. John? Backwards?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Now, if you have questions, I mean, if you have any comments, because we can, after the meeting is over, we can get you the documentation that you're asking for. Is that sufficient, or do you want to make a comment?
No, I just stated for the record, apropos to some of the agenda items here, particularly the one about independence, just was wondering about the cold hard math of managing our own assets. You know, what is the bottom line cost of Mendocino County managing its own retirement assets? We've never seen that as one number, one consolidated number of the cost of running this office, including salaries, etc., plus the cost of all outside advisors, not just Peter Chan, but also the asset management fees of all our mutual fund managers. And whether, in fact, mutual fund managers are the way to go. Mutual fund managers charge asset management fees of anywhere between 100 basis points to 200 basis points, where an exchange-traded fund can trade as low as the asset management fee can be as little as 10 basis points. So taxpayers would like to know what is the cost of Mendocino County managing its own money. One number. My second question had to do with, you were talking about changes in investment advisors and et cetera, going from Dodge and Cox to some other bond manager. One of the reasons I believe that we were deluded into putting so much money, up to 90% of our bond asset allocation into Dodge and Cox, was because they had high returns. Well, Peter Cox was sitting right where County Council was sitting last month, and he reported that basically they were chasing yield. They had invested in a number of junk bonds, including Lehman Brothers and Wachovia, which are both bankrupt, and had holdings that included credit default swaps, which are insane. For a fiduciary to be investing in credit default swaps. It's an unregulated market, and it's largely you could largely attribute the global credit crisis to these instruments. So my question was, in choosing new portfolio managers, couldn't you just not just put the rationale why, what their yields are, but also put, like, say, what their top 20 holdings are, their top 50 holdings? If you were to invest in an exchange-traded fund, you could literally press a button on your E-Trade account, your Charlie Schwab account, on the research function, and you can get a printout of what their top 50 holdings are. And you can make a determination as to whether that's prudent or not. And you are all prudent men and women sitting around this table. That's your job. So I think it would be good to be able to tell retirees, county employees, and taxpayers, not just why you're making the shift, and what the cost of doing business is with this new asset manager, but what their top holdings are. So if any, obviously the Lehman Brothers and the Wachovia holdings escaped this board for years. So maybe there are some members, in the taxpayer community, among Mendocino citizens, could say this is crazy. Wachovia is crazy. Lehman Brothers is nuts. Holding the credit default swaps is imprudent. So a member of the public can then come forward to the board and say, I've seen what the proposed new manager is, I see what their top 50 holdings are, and I don't think this is prudent. So that was my second question, could that be done? So bottom line, cold hard math on the cost of doing it this way, so that so taxpayers can make an intelligent comparison with, like, say, going to CalPERS, and then also publishing the top 50 holdings of all proposed new asset managers. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a 6C report out on the election results.
Yeah, we had on Monday counted and had certified the election results for the employees. We have Lloyd Weir, who was unopposed, so Lloyd's back with us. And then Randy Goodwin, who's in our audience today, was elected from the employees. On the retirees, Dennis Huey was elected, and Tim Knudsen was elected officials.
Very good. And we're going to go into closed session.